Are you afraid of the dark?
Then beware of
Saturnalia is a third-person survival horror adventure with investigation elements.
The story is you arrive alone in an isolated European village that is full of deep historical secrets, ancient ritual, and even though you have friends to explore with, the four of you are not alone.
The village is pretty compact on the surface, but in the underground there's a whole labyrinth, and each time you start a new game, the center of the village, both its streets and underground, reshuffles.
You arrive in the village alone as the main character, but then you start unlocking some of your friends who will help you. 4 characters in total, each one with special skills like being able to slip through bars, having a phone, or having a map. And then you explore the dark streets either alone or perhaps as a group so you feel a little less scared.
Because there's a monster roaming through the village at all times and catching anyone who it sees. When that happens, it's time to run, hide, or get caught and continue with another character. If all of your characters are caught, the center of the village again reshuffles, but all of your progression clues stays. Later in the game, when you get a keys to the basement, you can also get back your tools so you don't have to look for them in the village all over again.
The graphics in this game are, I would say, quite unique. It's like pencil, hand-drawn. Simple but quite immersive. And there's one more unique feature, that is the mind map, where you keep track of all the clues you've gotten, the different storylines that help you decide what to focus on next, which character is pursuing which storyline, and how to unravel the mysteries of this village.
There's also one more game feature that is a little bit more common for horror games, and that is lighting matches. That lasts only for a few seconds, but during that time it will let you highlight items of the interest and light up other flammable items that help you explore and mark new parts of the village. In Hunt for More Matches, you will be forced to explore every alley and every dark spot.
So that tells you what the game offers. Now that brings us to Should You Play It? But first you should know that this game is going to be completely free on the day of release. A brand new game free for 1 week from the Epic Games Store, the week starting October 28th. You'll have 1 week to claim it, keep it forever, and that is what we do on this channel. We play and review every free game from the Epic Games Store so you never have to be bored again. So I'm pretty sure that you played more of this because anyone who watches this channel will know you like horror games and I do not. So I'm speaking from the perspective of someone who doesn't like horror games. I wasn't thrilled about the idea of this game when I first read it on paper, but the mechanics are really interesting and I feel like it gives a nice twist to horror games that is not just about avoiding the monster and trying to survive. You want to solve the mysteries. This town is really intriguing. There's something strange going on. And the monster is just kind of an obstacle to solving the mystery. So I really got engaged in the story, but because I didn't want to lose progress or have the village reshuffle and lose all my knowledge, I really did not want to be caught by this damn monster. The sound effects, the dark lighting, everything, I found really, really scary. It really got me. It's not hard to get me. And that's why for the very first time on this channel, I'm going to say that I will not be playing more of this game, but you should play it. I got really scared. I don't enjoy being scared, but that tells me this is a really good horror game, and I found it to be really creative. So if you are looking for a good Halloween game, and if you're watching this review, you probably are, I can only recommend it because it was a bit too scary for me and I found it really interesting, but hard for me to play.
I'm on the other hand, I'm not so easily scared. Yes, I have to agree, it got me as well, especially thanks to its great sound effects and little subtle music. It is quite scary if something is haunting you in the village, and because the village is pretty compact and the streets are very narrow, sometimes you get into the dark and you lost your way, you're caught. And then there's the feature how you see in the dark that is quite unique as well, and it got to more atmosphere. And I agree, this is unexpectedly good game after Wheels of Aurelia, which was one of the worst games ever.
From the same developer. Completely different game.
There's quite a few unexpected things you find in the village. The visuals is simple, but it adds to the atmosphere.
Very effective.
And the lighting and matches and everything is great. So you should definitely try it if you are fans of horror.
Yeah, it really works as a horror game. I mean, you know the genre better than me, but I would say adds some really new features to the horror genre.
And if you are too afraid, you can customize your difficulty so it's less horror and less difficult.
Highly customizable. Yeah. I might do this because I'm interested in the story. I might decrease the horror elements and just finish the story. Yeah, that would be nice.
So I think we found a little gem perhaps on Epic Game Store as a free game. Isn't that great?
On a day one release. Yeah. So give it a try. Stamp of approval from both of us. And if you want more reviews like this that get straight to the point of whether or not you should spend your time on free games, then give us a subscribe and we'll see you in the next video.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.